It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 a.m. somewhere. So that means the garbage collectors are coming to take out the trash, but we won't throw you out.
Welcome to Your Trash Pals podcast, coming to you live from Zootopia. We have
Oh boy.
ended animal racism. We're on to animal homophobia now. No more being mean about gay people, animals. No more animal homophobia.
So
Let the
funny.
penguins just jackhammer each other, I say. And
Jackhammer.
that's the official messaging from Your Trash Pals, a podcast about comics, art, culture, whatever little bits of trash we found while picking through the garbage bins, much like pigeon people in the film Zootopia. I'm Van Notes.
And I'm Wren. That's so funny. I remember when Zootopia came out, I was so excited, and I Durs and I went to the theater, and I had forgotten my ID. So wait, no, that was a different movie. We went to
I don't
the
think you
theater
got
for
carded for Zootopia.
yeah. I don't know what movie. I think it was Zoolander 2 that we got carded for, but we were so excited for Zootopia, and we went, and I sat there and had this animal racism allegory thrown at me, and I was like, this sucks. This is the worst. I hated that. I hated Zootopia. Oh my god. And I still hate
Well,
it to this day.
if you love animal racism, then you'll love the film Elemental, which is about elements being racist towards each other.
Yeah, I heard about that, and I was like, didn't they already do that? Didn't they already accomplish that goal badly? Um, the only good thing
Uh,
that come out of Zootopia is that abortion comic. Do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, of course I know what you're talking about.
Okay, okay. I don't know. I don't know what you know, Van. You didn't know what Skibidi Toilet was until Sylvia mentioned it, so
And guess what? It changed my life for
it
the
did.
better. For
For
the
the best.
better, I would say.
Oh my goodness.
Besides Skibidi Toilet, it's been a little bit since we recorded. What
Mhm.
trash? What trash are you just shoveling into your gob?
More RuPaul's Drag Race. So I watched from like season 6 to current, and I just like I was just churning it out, getting a season done a day, not even really enjoying it or retaining anything. But I was like, I have to be caught up. I need to know the references that are being made. And because I don't remember anything, it's like I didn't even watch it. It was a waste of time. But now I'm watching All Stars, and the first All Stars season versus the second All Star season, there's like 4 years in between the two of them. Time
Mm-hmm.
has changed so much. The first one was in 2012, and then the second one being in 2016. Just everything was so different. It was very funny. It was very goofy to me to see like I don't even know, like drag off the rack in season 1 of All Stars, and then season 2 these impeccably tailored extravagant outfits. I'm like, what happened?
My God, how did I get here? That's
Literally.
you, a talking head, just like
So funny.
in a.
What about you? What have you been watching?
Well, you RuPaul pilled me, which I didn't very much appreciate because I was kind of out of it. I was like, I don't care about this drag race. It was on at a party. I felt nothing in my heart. I was like, I don't need to watch RuPaul. There's gays around or whatever.
So funny.
Uh, I'm gonna go mingle on a porch while everyone smokes cigarettes.
Hmm.
And then you gave me your Paramount Plus login, uh, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch a Drag Race last night. I've had a busy weekend. I'm gonna give myself a little treat. 3 episodes later now, I'm back in. I all these silly little words that mean nothing. I'm just they're dominating my mind. I care about a person named Willow Pill,
Oh, I
and
love
I'm
Willow Pill.
in the way that RuPaul says it in a baby voice for no explicable reason. Rue, remember when Rue like seemed like she was sick? Like there's a few seasons where Rue looks like ill for
Oh,
most of it.
I actually know why. So, there are a couple seasons where the hair and makeup was really bad and like making her look really bad
Hmm.
because she fired her or like hair and makeup person and then hired like Raven for makeup and who for some other past queen for hair, and neither of them had any idea what they were doing at first. So
Well,
it was messy.
yeah, there but there was those seasons where she just looked sick and she also like acted sick. Like her
Oh,
energy was just like I feel like really down. I don't
I
know.
I didn't notice.
Secret theories that I don't know, RuPaul had some kind of illness that erupted or
Oh.
something.
Mm,
But there's no substantiation.
mm.
It might just been like this person looks bad. They must therefore feel bad.
So
Um,
funny. You're just going on for vibes and wild speculation.
Vibes, wild speculation. Um, let's see what other trash have I been consuming. To balance it out, I saw actual in-person local drag though
Oh
yesterday
yay!
at the local Canyon County Pride, which was so great. They had like was it 4,000 people who like rolled up to a first year event that
Wow,
happened in 22 days. Like from conception to execution, it was 22 days.
that's crazy.
So the organizers were working at like breakneck pace to like pull it together, and it was the logistics were exceptional. There was perfect like parking direction. There was the logistical aspect of it was exceptional. So kudos to them, and pulling a bunch of drag queens in and performers, and really just kudos to everyone who made that event possible because the mayor sure didn't want it to happen, which
Fuck the
also
mayor.
generated a lot of support of just like no one really likes this mayor, and so it was like if the mayor hates it that means it's cool. It felt like one of those moments again. So
I love
and
that.
Pride's been so sad lately because Boise, they moved during COVID to another month, which I get, but was also a huge bummer for the community because it's like celebrating Christmas in July to celebrate Pride in August.
Mm.
So everyone was just jazzed to be gay. It was good.
How come they moved it to August?
So there was some COVID stuff, and the organizers were also like, we don't want to compete for talent bookings with Seattle, Portland, and like the West Coast Pride events.
Mm.
But it feels kind of different now that there's just a million performers. Like everybody's a gay now. You don't really have to fight that hard for talent.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to fight for talent, but it just seems silly now to do. The interesting thing is, there's now all these little prides that have popped up. Um, so I can see like this Canyon County Pride getting way bigger if Boise doesn't move back to a June event.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, that's my trash. Gay people.
You're so funny. Yeah, down with the gays.
No, I love the gays. I could look through like my actual like media diary and see if I had real trash.
No, I
You
think
know what?
RuPaul counts.
Let's do Van's media diary. Let's see what's
Ooh,
on here for the past it's all written down.
that's crazy. You
Um
really write down like all the media you consume?
I write down movies, books, and graphic novels. Let's see. Plus sized elf, hackers, elementals on here. I have a lot of not trash. For those that love the queer cinema, watch Stretch Positions, Theta Hamill's debut, directorial debut. It's got John Early. It's all about. Yeah. This makes sense. I can tie it in. It's got a bunch of trash people making a lot of really trash decisions. And you think it's going to be. It's kind of pitched as a comedy, which I think is a disservice,
Mm-hmm.
because John Early's in it. But it's about trash people making trash decisions, and ultimately it ends up in a human dumpster fire of everyone's decisions, putting them in a really bad place. And I loved it. I loved it as a directorial debut. I think there's a lot of potential.
What is it called
I
again?
just love Theta Hamill. Stress Positions.
Stress positions. Okay, I'll have to look it up. I'm trying to get more into movies, but like I have like a really short attention span, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to like look at TV without looking at my phone. That's been like my big like thing, my New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
And I've gotten pretty good at it. I can watch a whole show and not look at my phone. But I'm like, whole movie? I don't know. I'll have
Doesn't
to
it
try
suck
though.
that we're here? I hate that. I Because there was a time. There was a time when we used to just watch TV.
Hmm.
Uh and we'd be doing other things, but we might have been doing crosswords. We might have been
Yeah, a drawing. I draw and watch TV a lot.
yeah. We used to do those things. We don't do that anymore.
So funny. I still do. I draw and watch TV, but I yeah, not looking at my phone. I'm just trying to like my friend Roma would always yell at me because I would go on walks without my phone, and
Mm,
she's like, "What if you get kidnapped or like get lost or something?" And I'm like, around here where I live right now, I keep my phone on me when I go for a walk just because I don't know the area super well. But if I'm in my
hmm.
parents' neighborhood, I'm like, whatever. I know this place like
Yeah,
the back of my hand.
yeah. Really, I mean, there's an entire comic about what can go wrong in 15 minutes. But truly, what could go wrong in 15 minutes?
Exactly. My
Like
hubris will
99% of
never.
the time.
Exactly. Um, I'm getting on a plane van
Mm.
recently, soon, in the coming weeks, to visit my parents. And
Oh,
I haven't been on a plane since I was 16,
oh.
and I'm scared.
This is shocking to me.
How so?
I guess you live in a place where plane travel isn't a necessity if you're hopping from city to city.
Yeah,
I
I
do
always
have to
take the
remember
train.
you East Coasters have public transportation to a degree that we do not have over here.
It's true.
There's no likelihood of me getting on. Well, I could get on like a Greyhound or whatever, but not a not within a day could I get to another city. So,
That's so crazy to me. I can drive from when I lived in New York, it was a 3-hour drive to get back to my house. Um, and to get to Philly, that was an hour and a half. And my brother used to do that drive like every weekend because he worked in Philly and would just come visit on the weekends. And I'm like, you drive for an hour and a half and you don't get anywhere? Your destination isn't there? That's so crazy.
it would be six, like a comfortable 6 hours for me to get from like, well, it would be seven if I was going from Boise to get from Boise to Portland, or like
Wow.
Boise to Seattle is a little bit more. That would take me about 7 hours. So
Interesting.
you know,
Yeah. It takes
yeah,
me 6 hours by train to get from Maryland to Durs's house.
mm, yeah, it's a day trip. That's
Yeah.
totally reasonable.
Yeah. The train though, it is so I was gonna take the train down because I have to bring my dog because like nobody
Hmm.
can watch him, so I have
Yeah,
to. travel with him. I was going to take the train, which is like 8 hours, but that's like not bad. But it was way more expensive. It was like double the price of a flight. And I was so shocked because a flight, it's an hour and a half for me to get from Boston to BWI. I'm like, that's crazy.
Wow. Transit is so interesting. That's what our listeners come here for. Hot
It's so
travel
funny.
tips. They love when we talk about packing. We could have packing talks. How do you pack?
So funny. I pack the night before.
Yeah. That's comfortable. But we're not here to talk about travel. We're here to talk about cartoons. And so I have prepared a very special segment of Jigsaw's Junk Drawer to spark the nostalgia within you.
Oh boy.
So our classic game of reduce, reuse, recycle. We are going to bend it to early internet cartoons. So I'm excited to list some early internet cartoons, most of them having been created with the software Flash, to just spark the old memories within you and say, should we let that one go, or like that one can just stay in the past, or do we need to just bring it back full force, or do we just need to recycle it? Do we just need to like just toss it away? So are you ready for this delightful list?
I am. I'm worried that I'm not gonna know anything, but that I feel like that's par for the course.
Okay, let's go. Number 1, salad fingers.
Oh my gosh. I hated salad fingers. I thought it was so gross. Recycle. Absolutely recycle. The sound design, or not sound, whatever. The sound of his salady fingers scraping on things, disgusting. Absolutely diabolical.
I'm gonna say reduce on salad fingers, but I think as we get to our conversation on Skibidi Toilet, which is what the listeners have waited so many weeks for, is for us to talk about Skibidi Toilet. I really want more weird media, and I think salad fingers. It's the Invader Zim-ish energy, the just like creaky squeakiness, the like discomfort of watching something. Yes, reduce but not reuse. I don't need salad fingers the movie or anything.
I see what you're saying.
Number 2, I'm worried this is gonna be a hard recycle on all of these. But Charlie the Unicorn.
Oh, I used to love Charlie the Unicorn. I was a very like lol XD, rar XD random kid. So definitely reuse, not recycle.
Yeah. You want Charlie the Unicorn to have a major comeback?
I do. I want Charlie the Unicorn, but like BoJack Horseman style.
A prestige, like adult animated cartoon Charlie the Unicorn.
Yes.
Actually, you're right. There is a little bit of Charlie the Unicorn energy in BoJack.
I learned the word Leopleurodon from Charlie the Unicorn.
I learned about kidney smuggling from Charlie
Oh,
the
that
Unicorn.
too, yeah.
That was my first exposure to the idea that someone could sell your kidney on the black market.
So funny. The things we learn from animated cartoons.
I was also really into, I never saw the film Oh Brother Where Art Thou, because it was an R-rated film and that would have been wildly inappropriate for me. But I really liked that Big Rock Candy Mountain song. So I really liked that part in Charlie the Unicorn.
I have you ever seen Tiny Pancakes?
No, what's this one?
It's like I think it's by the same people who did Charlie the Unicorn. unless I'm getting things confused. And it's about these two brothers who go to a diner and they order pancakes and they're like really small. And they're like, these pancakes are really small.
I
That
love
was like
it.
my favorite thing.
It makes no
Like,
sense like on its own.
it's just like a very absurd little thing. And I loved it because there was a diner near me that did silver dollar pancakes. So they sold like tiny pancakes. So, and I was
Oh,
like,
they have a
wow.
name?
Yeah, silver dollar.
Oh, maybe that's what I've been wanting all my life.
Small pancakes.
We just don't have it out here on the West Coast.
Come to my parents' house and I'll take you to the diner.
Excellent. Oh, I love this. Okay, number 3, Homestar Runner.
See, I this is the one I thought was gonna be like number one or something. I didn't know what Homestar Runner was until college. I had never watched it, and I still haven't watched it. But Durs quotes it a lot, so I have like tangential knowledge of Homestar Runner.
Tell me what you think Homestar Runner is about, or like tell me your general idea. This will be good.
It's like I like a hand puppet, maybe some kind of Muppet thing. It's like a white guy, but not like a Caucasian guy, just like a white guy. And he wears like a little shirt and stuff. And there's like three girls that are like mean to each other or something. And maybe he's in school, perhaps? Am I like hitting on anything? Am I close to anything?
Keep going, keep telling me
That's
what you
all
know.
I can think of. Maybe there's something that has to do with baseball. Is any of that correct?
Yeah, Homestar Runner did start as like a little puppet man. So you got this little strange town of cartoons that are all inhabiting this loose, almost Peanuts like environment, outdoor environment. You've got Homestar Runner, you've got Strong Bad, who's the
Hmm.
bully. And most like Homestar Runner by himself was somewhat interesting, but Strong Bad was the main like source, and
I
his Strong
remember
Bad
seeing strong
emails.
bad stuff.
Yeah, and so that's where like Teen Girl Squad comes from, which
Yes.
is the like yeah what you were touching upon, and yeah you had some of it, but I really enjoyed how you got there.
So
Um,
funny.
it's I think the Homestar Runner thing I say on a consistent basis that is just like enmeshed itself into my vocabulary to the point where I don't notice it anymore is whenever someone says Labor Day, I'll just say today Day is Labor Day,
So funny.
which is and it's just like or yeah, I'll just say that on Labor Day, and it's like no one's forcing me to make a Homestar Runner quote. Um, oh, Trogdor is also from Homestar Runner.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, Trogdor the Burninator.
I've heard of Trogdor. I don't think I maybe if I saw it, I would recognize it, but I'm kind of imagining like a dragon with muscle arms. I don't know if that
Yes,
is. Okay.
and the little stick figure legs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there was the Trogdor the Burninator song, which I could probably sing from memory here.
Oh,
But
please do.
let me see. So it's like Trogdor was a man, or maybe he was a dragon man, or maybe he was just a dragon, but he was still Trogdor, the Burninator. Trogdor, the Burninator. And then it would go on and be like, burninating the countryside, burninating all the peoples, burninating all the peasants in the thatched roof cottages.
That's so
Cottages.
funny.
I I've already gone on too long, but
No, I love
uh,
it. That's so funny. That's very Sherman's March to the Sea of him.
Let's
Like my
see.
obscure history reference.
Yeah, I was like, oh, didn't know we were going into military history. Let's go, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, number
It's
4.
the one history fact I know. Ooh, number 4. Hit me.
Number 4. Potter Puppet Pals.
So funny. Of course I know these guys. I would have to reduce them because everybody would reference them in my middle school and it drove me in fucking sane. I was like, just shut up. Shut up with I'm Harry Potter. Whatever his little rap or something. Um and then like
Did you
the
call it a
mysterious
rap?
what is he doing? Is he not
He's just
rapping?
like waving around like Harry Potter, that's me, Harry Potter.
So funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was a rap or something. I don't look, man. I don't remember these things clearly, but yeah, everybody was referencing it in my middle school and it drove me crazy cuz I was like, I saw it first and you guys don't even listen to, Lemon Demon and all that stuff.
That's so good. I love that you knew Potter Puppet Pals before it was cool.
Yeah.
I would have to say reduce. I really want to recycle because I hate Harry Potter anything lately, just on an instinctual level without any discernment. Uh, but then we wouldn't have like Neil Ciceriga to the extent that we do or that we have had. And I mean, I don't want to go to a world without 8 legs, 7 vaginas.
Exactly. Exactly. I think like I definitely agree with like not being into Harry Potter stuff. Um but for me it was ruined by Harry Potter adults. They drive me crazy.
Number 5,
Mhm.
Nyan Cat.
So funny. That was another one that I didn't see until college. Let me think.
That's
Mm,
crazy.
yeah, I
That's
just didn't come
wildly
across it.
insane. Like
I liked it in
Nyan
college. I
Cat
thought it was cute.
everywhere.
Just not I think like I saw like the GIF, but I never heard the song. Or maybe I saw the GIF. I don't really remember, but I do remember Dur showing it to me in college, and I was like, "Wow, this is great. This is so good." So definitely reuse. Bring back Young Cat. I thought I thought it was really cute, and I still think it's really cute. It's like a little cat who's a Pop Tart. It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I say, I guess you like not being around, you wouldn't have tried to like do a 1 hour of Nyan Cat challenge.
Like listen to it
Like,
for an hour.
yes.
Why would I do that? What?
So it was like back in those early days of YouTube where it was like, oh yeah, it would have like 1 hour loops or whatever
Mhm.
of like certain videos, or like based off of like flash cartoons and stuff, it would be like repeating for an hour. So there was all these like one like however long the YouTube like upload limit was, there would be a new
Mhm.
video be like 1 hour, 2 hours, 8 hours of Nyan Cat.
That's so funny. That makes me think of longest yeah boy ever.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And
That's
so definitely I think I had to have at least done 20 to 30 minutes of Nyan Cat one time.
good lord. I'm like that's too much. That's too long.
Which is now where I don't know, lo-fi hip hop beats could only run because Nyan Cat walked.
It's true. Honestly,
Uh,
it's true. They both feature cats, and that is the thing that ties them together.
Number 6, we already talked about its creator, but the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny.
I used to know all the words to that. I loved it so much. Um, I would,
Oh, have I responded to any of these? Uh, sorry.
yeah,
Homestar Runner, reuse. Potter Puppet Pals, reduce. Nyan Cat, reuse. Okay, sorry. I had to make sure. For the record.
you're fine. I think I would reuse the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Um, but somehow with like modern references. But my nightmare is like it's just going to be Marvel references, and that would be bad.
We already got the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny, and that was Avengers Endgame.
You're so funny. I saw that movie, not very good. I expected so much more, but it was not epic as the kids say.
As we said, we were
Yeah.
the ones that came up with it.
It was chuggy as the kids say.
Oh, my niece told me they do not say that. That is a myth, a
Oh
legend.
my god. Thank God I didn't say it outside of like in my daily life.
Try to walk up to a bunch of fifth graders and call something chuggy, only for them to laugh at you and throw rocks.
Honestly, I'm like, please, children. I'm only 30, which I know is a million to you.
I say hard recycle. I'm sick of multiverse culture. Down with it.
Wow. I guess, yeah. I'm going to change it to recycled too, because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, sometimes, things are good in the past.
I'm thinking about like Mr. Rogers in a bloodstained sweater, like how funny that was then, and now I'm just like, not Mr. Rogers.
Honestly. Bisexual icon.
Let's see, the last one on my list before we dive into Skibidi Toilet, which is what everyone really wants. Llamas with hats.
I don't think I know what that is.
Carl, that kills people, Carl. You don't.
Right
Boy.
over my head.
Oh boy, let me drop into the script here just what llamas with hats looks like, and I want to get your live like, do you have any recollection of this? Let's see, google.com slash
Mr.
llamas with
Google.
hats. It's
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's,
Yes, I do remember this. I was about to
okay,
ask if it had to do with murder.
yes, it does have to do with murder. So
So funny. I would, in the same vein as Charlie the Unicorn, I would
mhm.
want to reuse it in a BoJack Horseman esque way, a prestige like drama, perhaps a detective story, something like that.
Okay. I can't believe you wanted True Detective llamas with hats, but
I love True Detective. Absolutely.
I'll send that on to Mr. HBO Max and see whether Mr. Max approves or not.
So funny. Please.
But I now close Jigsaw's junk drawer. I've scrounged up all these cartoons from the past, elder cartoons, and now we get to talk about Skibidi Toilet. I'm so
Yes.
excited. We've talked about Skibidi Toilet, as you said, on the hacking episode, but now we get to
Hmm.
really dive in because I know all about it now.
Yeah. Truly, I was talking to Sylvia today, and I mentioned we were doing a Skibidi Toilet episode, and she was like, "Oh, because I mentioned it," and I was like, "Yeah, this is 100% your fault that this is happening. That I had to sit through like over an hour of Gmod footage, um, twice because I watched."
Oh no.
All I can say is I'm confused. Episodes were like negative or something negative for our heroes. Our heroes being the like TV heads, the camera heads, the speaker heads.
So they're called the Alliance.
Oh, excuse me. Fuck
So,
my drag. I'm just as casual.
so which episode did you get to again? Like which
71.
Wait, let me double check. Um cuz have I passed you? And let me double check what's come out. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're at Skibidi Toilet 74 now.
Oh, okay,
Um
okay. I'm
yeah, so
behind.
things have taken a very dark turn. Um
No.
but for for our normie elders in who are listening to this episode and require an explanation of what Skibidi Toilet is. Skibidi Toilet is a, as you would say, Gmod cartoon where essentially someone's taking a game engine, in this case Half-Life 2, and they're making animation within it. And the scope of this animation is that it was just like a one-off, like rando cartoon with people's faces popping out of toilets to this remix that was like an Indian guy's rap using the word skibidi and toilet
I think it's
together.
Turkish.
Is he Turkish?
I think so.
Okay, we'll do a fact check on that.
Yeah.
But I think you might be right. But yeah, so he's doing a rap, and it was mashed up with a Timbaland song, and all of a sudden, so the toilets all speak in this remix. Essentially, that's all their dialogue, and then depending on their size, it's like sped up or sped down to horrifying degrees, and it slowly escalates where they are like the xenomorph-esque horror villains of this barren city, which then turns into a barren world. And they are attacking the Alliance, which is just these object head people. And you have like the cameramen, the speaker men, the TV men, and there is also, in some instances, TV women too, I should say, and other genders. But it is a fairly gendered society that they live in, these Alliance people. And it's a series of escalations to the point where there's now, like, at the beginning of the series, it's just like regular sized object head people versus regular sized toilet people. And now it's escalated to the point where there are kaiju sized titans, including like Titan. Yeah, there's like these ginormous Titan figures. They all have like superpowers. They're all doing like mech transformations constantly. And yeah, it is escalated into something far greater than its initial concept, which feels like very early internet cartoon.
It does.
But I will now hand it. I now cede the floor for discussion. Now
Cede
that
the
we have
floor.
introduced. Oh, I should also mention that the creator, whose name hasn't been released, the username is defuck with a Q, exclamation point, question mark, boom, exclamation point, is apparently a Georgian creator from the country of
Cool.
Georgia. And you can see these like post Soviet Generation Alpha, Gen Z, like kind of messages or like themes, or that's like the cultural context it's coming out of.
That makes sense because you do see some, like you just said, like, anyway, sorry, I'm reading the map that you sent, and I'm like, oh, these all have names. And one of them, there's a camera woman, and her name is Kathy. And I'm like, wow, I was once Kathy many moons ago.
Yeah, there are there are a few named figures within the old Skibidi Toilet. I think the one thing why it has this kind of like viral mimetic energy is it has continued to develop from like a one note joke uh
Mhm.
that had like lore implications to fully embracing that it is an incredible beast of lore after 2 hours of like clips and all this like Alliance versus Skibidi Toilet, like there's a lot of war imagery, but it's very like desensitized war imagery, or like it's so ubiquitous that it doesn't even feel like there's no hint of reality. There's no like, I don't know, Saving Private Ryan energy.
Really?
Or I don't know. You
I
can expand on that.
Yeah, I feel like there definitely is. Like you can see camaraderie between the cameramen, and the way it's shot is all this. It's like found footage or on the ground kind of like filming. And I remember maybe it was episode 68, um but one of the speaker men like closes the gate before the all of the cameramen can get through, and they get killed by the Michael Jackson Skibidi Toilet. And one of the cameramen like is angry with the speaker man for like episodes, like
Mm.
for a long time, and then the speaker man like dies, and they like make up before he dies. But um I feel like there are these little bites of humanity in there, which is so interesting.
Yeah, I guess I was meaning more like it's not a product of like the natural world or like the real world.
Yeah.
It's something that could only be created in the confines of this weird um system it's operating in. And I guess there's, now I'm starting to think about all the implications of what you just said. Um
Because in the earlier episodes you do see humans, but as the Skibidi Toilets like pass them, they get turned into Skibidi Toilets.
and there's a lot of lore like how are the Skibidi Toilets like, are they like corrupting humans? Are they like feeding on humans? Are they using humans to create um other Skibidi Toilets? Like that's, even in the most recent episode it's not entirely clear what's happening there.
Hmm.
They're getting closer to some kind of revelation of what's actually happening. It's also not clear where the Skibidi Toilets originate from, whether they are extraterrestrial, whether they're terrestrial. Um, and they, I guess the one thing I meant to say is that Skibidi Toilet, this entire saga, operates in a world without blood. And
Yes.
it is all these plasticky people. Um, they're just like made of rubber to a certain extent. Oh, and the Skibidi Toilets do like kill people, or these like object heads. Like they
Yeah, they
are,
are the villains of the story.
yeah, they are malevolent, evil forces, and there's like different. Um, they all have like different names, which a lot of these are like developed by fans. So you have like, you know, Shield Rocketeer Skibidi Toilet, and you have Buzzsaw Strider Skibidi Toilet, and you have Chief Scientist Skibidi Toilet, who is currently deceased.
Hmm.
Um, you have all, and the Skibidi Toilets tend to be, I'm just double checking, tend to be evil looking white men. They all have kind of a uh, white Pence, a Mike Pence energy.
Yeah. The only time I saw a Skibidi Toilet of color was like the Hydra Skibidi Toilet, the one with all the heads.
Mm,
One of them was a brown person. I don't know
yeah.
ethnicity, but they were brown.
Yes, the Hydra, as the fans call it, the Hydra Skibidi Toilet. You're correct. Strider. It's a Strider.
Oh, okay.
It's the ones they call where they walk like
On
on
like
their
little
creepy
little
legs.
legs.
Yeah, and I should say like this, the whole continuing saga of like, now we're at like 74 episodes as of the time of recording. They varied in length from like what, like 10-15 seconds to now they are like maybe 12 minutes
Hmm.
long. um which has been a very like quick and rapid fire way to create this increasingly escalating world where there's now like it went from like a street level threat to now like giant epic kaiju battles in
Mhm.
like every episode now. Um I'm fascinated by the Skibidi Toilet. I'm fascinated by because I feel like kids were getting so normy, like that the kids were just like their brains were becoming so like I love Steven Universe, but it made the kids' taste very soft and cuddly, and I'm
So
glad that the
funny.
kids are getting weird again, weird and gross.
I am glad the kids are getting weird as well, but I don't ascribe to this normie culture of it. I'm like, I hate it when people say normie because I'm like, what does that mean? Everybody is weird.
Everyone's a little so random. But no, I was just thinking about like Charlie and the Unicorn. Like for a while, it didn't feel like anyone was producing anything exciting like Charlie the Unicorn. That's an insane thing to say.
Like, yeah, there
But
was no like YouTube poop or no like weird child made amalgamations of nonsense. Like, there's some stuff on Roblox I've heard of, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't Skibidi Toilet.
I think
Yeah.
I think the other thing is Skibidi Toilet does when you watch it, there is like a level of it's a crude product, but it does have a level of polish where like each little episode has like a definitive like story to it, or it has a joke to it, or it
Mhm.
communicates something. It's not just like a random run on. There's like payoffs to things that happen.
Yeah.
There's genuine like stakes you feel like to a certain extent. And I think as of the episode you watched, things seemed very triumphant and good. And I was like, and there was a couple episodes where I was like, I don't know where they're going from here. Like, how do you like they won too much, and now with this most recent one, I'm like, they didn't win at all.
Oh
They're
no.
doomed.
I'm scared. I'm scared to watch the next episodes. Um Another thing I wanted to talk about regarding Skibidi Toilet, and this is gonna like this is high embarrassing content, but I was like looking at the fan wiki and also Google Images, and people are like very like, oh, this cameraman is like hot and all this that and the other, and I was like, oh, I don't understand this, but then I like thought about it a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, it's like furries, but for like camera people. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
Am
was
I
taking
making
on
sense?
I was taking on a ride. I was so ready for you to just be like, "Yeah, I think Skibidi. I think the alliance is hot. Like, I
Yeah.
love a speaker man."
Look,
Uh,
hey, the Titan speaker man, I don't know what about it, but I'm like, what's going on there?
wait, you really think Titan speaker man's like a step above Titan TV man?
It's because of his story that he got like so he was a good guy, and then he got like taken over by the Skibidi Toilets and was mind controlled, and then they like rescued him, and he had like a redemption arc where he had to
Mm.
like get in everyone's good graces again, and I'm like, oh my god, oh, hello, like, oh, what? And yeah, I'm like, what's his number? What's going on there?
What's his number? So yeah, I don't know. I think I'd be more into object head kids running around than furry kids. I mean, I love the furries, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a 1-to-1 correlation, but go
I don't
off.
know. It feels similar to me as a reformed furry. I was a furry as a kid. I had a red panda persona. I would post it on DeviantArt. And then I grew up and became disillusioned. Um, but I don't know. I guess I'm like any sort of non human version of yourself to me
Mm.
feels like.
Sorry, cut out for just a second, but I think you're onto something with like anthropomorphism, like being able to like graft your emotions or like your feelings onto a non-human entity is very comforting. And I think it's fun to see like just lore surround like something in culture so quickly. Like even people who loved Homestuck, I was never able to get into Homestuck, but I was so delighted by everyone who could just spout this wild lore that like
Mm,
no one else knew. Whereas now we have strange monocultures for like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, where it's like, oh, everyone knows all the lore now. Like the lore isn't cool. It's not niche. So
no more
I do
niche
enjoy that.
things. You know what Skibidi Toilet reminds me of? The back
Yeah.
room.
The back rooms. What is this?
You don't know the back room? So,
Oh, you got me. You
oh,
got me. You got me with gotcha journalism.
oh my god, I'm like, this is another thing that you're gonna go into a rabbit hole for because it's really interesting. But you know, like all those posts about like weird liminal spaces.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the back rooms is like a place where if you glitch out of our reality, you end up in the back rooms, and there are all these like
Hmm.
monsters and stuff that reside there. Some
Mm,
evil, some benign, and
mm,
there are all these different. There's like a neighborhood. There's all this like these different spaces, um, and there's like a overarching story about like scientists who are going and experimenting with the back rooms. It's really interesting.
oh, I like it. It does remind me there is just something so exciting about something like where there's still, because we live in this world where everything's Googleable, right? Or everything, there is a like documented answer for like most serious questions that we have. I mean, of course, there's like cold cases and things like that still, but it's so easy to find answers. And I think these like different cultural objects where there's no explanation for them are even more delightful now because there's no like easy answer, or like the creators won't give the answers up.
Mm.
I think the withholding now is so much more interesting, which as an artist is super hard because it's like, oh yeah, like I want to connect with people, I like to engage with fans, but I also don't want to give away anything that would like answer their questions for them. I learned that a few times when I was interacting with fans of Bendy,
Yeah.
where I answered something that for them was speculation, where I was like, oh yeah, there's an answer to that. Like this is what it is. And I now realize, oh, that's so deflating to like take away that thing that for them is conjecture. And you're just like, oh yeah, this came from that. Like totally,
Hmm.
100%. You're right.
I think like I also as an artist, the thing I'm looking forward to the most, like kind of with like lore and stuff, is I want people to like write to have like crack ships of my work. I'm so like I that's the only thing I want. I don't want them to talk to me. I don't want them to, well, no, that's not true. They can talk to me. Um that's absolutely fine. But I want these like weird crack ships of my work. That
Can
is what I
you
want.
Could you explain for the listeners, of course not for me because I know exactly what you're saying, what a crack ship is?
So funny. So and don't even to our listeners, don't even feel embarrassed if you don't know what a crack ship is. I didn't know what shipping was until college. I learned a lot in college, but it's like a unlikely ship. Um, just like two characters that just don't make any sense going together.
So like a Shrek and an Iron Man.
Well, usually they're in the same story.
Oh, oh,
So Shrek and like the big bad wolf.
oh. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of like, how the hell did that happen? But I always find like those stories to be so interesting because like they kind of like put so much of themselves into these characters and their
Mm,
interactions that
yeah,
it becomes like a whole different thing. And I love that. I'm like, do it to my characters. Write a story for me.
yeah. Because in order for Shrek and the Big Bad Wolf to end up together, or I guess my crack ship, Shrek and the Gingerbread Man,
There you
um,
go.
you have to bend the rules of the world to such a degree that it becomes an entirely new thing.
Yeah, it's I like it when stories are pliable, and I feel
Mm.
like Skibidi Toilet and The Backrooms are both very pliable stories.
It's also kind of like, I guess, Slender Man too, like
Yeah,
because there was no. I mean, there did they ever track down like the actual author of Slender Man? I mean, at a certain point, Slender Man had no distinct like. This is the guy who can say exactly what Slender Man's about.
it was so Slender Man was from a like make a spooky picture contest on like some image board. I
Mm.
don't remember the guy's name who made it, but
I
that's what it came
did
from.
I did look it up real quick. It is a fella named Eric Knudsen.
Yeah. Oh,
But at a
he's made a
certain
bunch of other things.
oh, has he?
Mhm.
Oh, interesting. I guess I would say like even though he might have originated Slender Man, it's not like I feel there's if he said like Slender Man wouldn't do that, we'd all be like, yep, Slender Man wouldn't do that now because the
Mhm.
author said it. I
Yeah.
miss Slender Man. What a nice guy.
Why? I never
I
got into Slender Man. I was not a Slender fan.
Slender fan. I liked Slender Man as an entity, as something that we all just kind of had this strange understanding of very rapidly. He was a new, they would say.
Do you you do you know about smiledog.jpg or whatever it's called?
Smile Dog Jaw JK Peg. You're sending me down. I mean, I know about the Russian sleep experiments. Oh, this is a nasty looking little boy.
I am so scared of that image.
Mm.
Like I saw it as a kid and something about it makes me so unsettled.
It's so funny because I don't really enjoy like a lot of horror stories or like horror fiction, but
Mhm.
I love a creepy pasta.
They're
Um,
interesting.
it's just always so yeah, that like unknown quality or that uncanny quality is just so enjoyable.
Do you
If
like sorry, go on?
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you like listening to uncanny and unknowable things, then you should listen to every episode of Your Trash Pals.
So funny. It's
This is
true.
this is my segue out.
Free van. Get him out of here.
Free me. But you should, if you love listening to us wildly conjecture about things with no substantiated evidence, you should follow the podcast on all of the social platforms that we exist on, maybe mainly like Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTubes. And you should tune in for our live Twitches. Do we call them Twitches? Live Twitch streams.
Streams? Yeah, streams.
Yeah,
Not
which happen on
Twitches.
Mondays. And then we Twitch for a bit during the week. No, we don't Twitch at all. We use our bodies to Twitch. Oh boy, I'm going off the rails. But yeah, and our episodes go up on Fridays.
Yep. You can follow me at ren.psd and you can follow Van Notes on Instagram at Van Notes Books. You can support our Ko-fi at ko-fi.com gmail.com/yourtrashpals.
You can write into the podcast at yourtrashpals@gmail.com and ask us whether we think something is trash or treasure. Much like we deliberated quite a bit on llamas with hats. And we will probably deliberate live on the podcast if we don't already deliberate in our texts about it.
So funny.
Let's see. Is it my turn to do a fake ad?
I believe so.
Yes. Excuse me, not fake ads. Also, if anyone would like to do a not fake ad, we would love to proselytize your product. All right.
Do I have to give you your number?
Oh, no, wait. It's my turn. I need to pick a number. Let's go with 22.
Okay, let me look. 22. You've got Chipotle burritos.
Oh, this is a classic of mine. This is a classic trash a garbage that I like to take part in. If you like feeling sad and feeling full at the same time, might I recommend that you go to your nearest Chipotle, you go up to that counter and you say, 1 burrito, please. And as they craft that burrito, just keep adding more things onto it. More and more things. Especially that corn. Get a lot of that corn in there. And once you have a lot of corn on there and a lot of sour cream, don't go for the guacamole. You're not going to taste that in there. That's a filler. That's a filler that costs money, I say. But once they wrap it up all tight and it's fit to burst, you stuff that big old bag in your mouth and you gobble it down and you let that run all over you with all of its juices. And then at the very end, you're going to be sad. That burrito's going to give you depression. It will send you into a spiral. You'll feel sad. You'll make your friends sad. Chipotle burritos are the devil and the cause of 72 cases of medically diagnosed depression in this month of June 2024 already. So get a Chipotle burrito.
Oh my goodness. Too much corn.
Made me really want Chipotle, which I know would make me sad.
No. Oh my goodness.
Well, on that note, remember to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Yay!